Uh, if you are feeling a bit maybe not sure, it's your full name in, so maybe consider coming out and then coming back with maybe a different name. That's okay. But the purpose is that we record so that others can also learn from your mistake. Yeah, welcome entrepreneurs, and thank you for making the time. I see people are struggling. We have load shedding. Yeah, what can we say? Maybe try to join other groups that might help. But we will use the time efficiently. So when there's load shedding, we should be reading things offline and working through things. We're not gonna stop, we're gonna keep working. Thank you so much. So let's check in how it has been. Which areas do you think you need help? And I will start with Tyson.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sis Fresh.
Great, hi.
Let me start by being excited about life. I am thankful for the gift of life. Every day I reflect in terms of how many people have lost families, have lost lives, people who had plans about what they want to do in a year or in 2 years' time. And for those of us who are still alive, and I'm one of them, I'm saying I'm thankful for the gift of life. I say that to anyone and everyone, but I also say that in my prayers, I am thankful to wake up and see another day. It is my belief that, and I think for me, that's what takes me through the challenges of life, that every day I wake up, it means that my God and my gods still have something in store for me. That's why I'm still alive. And that's what keeps me going in most cases. It's the belief that I am worthy. It is a belief that I am capable of far more than what I am. Talking about today's topic and just everything else, I mean, some of you know some of my challenges. One of the things that keeps me going is the fact that I know what I'm capable of. I know the taste of cheese and croissant. So when I'm having brown bread, when I'm having brown bread, I'm reminded that I have tasted cheese and croissant, both the cheese flavor and the chocolate. I also tell people that I am not defined by the situation that I am, because my God has created me to be bigger and better than what I am. This is only a phase and it's passing. That's my sermon for today. Amen, Bazalwan.
Oh man, it feels like you were in the first group. No, this is amazing. Okay, great.
Yeah.
How is it going with the material?
The material is going is fresh, but I think as me and you, we owe each other a one-on-one session. So the good news I can share with you, but also with the team, is I have started my first week of working. So this past week has been a bit challenging. Working, I am now a glorified taxi driver. I'm an Uber driver. But this pressure, as you have seen in my strategy, I've positioned this not just only as a Uber business, but more as a transport business. Because where I'm saying is the first leg of this is where I am doing the legwork. The second leg is where I am adding other people, and I'm calling them business partners, not employees. So I see myself empowering other people to have jobs by me providing finance and assets or a vehicle for them to be able to work. I'm still working on how I'm going to structure that, but those are things that me and you will discuss in our coffee session.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm in a positive state, and it's been a bit interesting, challenging, but I am good. I am good.
Love it. Thank you. Lindy, you're next. what has been happening, what are the areas that you need help, which areas you need me to focus on, or what has been going on. Thanks, Lindy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lindy. Your voice is it's almost like you are in a hole and we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Maybe others can
Better.
respond. It's soft, it's quite soft. Do you want to try another plot? Maybe, is it a network?
It could be, let me just see if I can.
Try to see if you can come closer to the device.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Great, thank you. You have a soft voice anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, that sounds better. That sounds better.
It's been going good. I think I've been doing some of the things and get it into place, which helps me to keep focus. And I think I always thought that it's not really necessary because the business is quite small and I'm only starting now, but it does give me some focus and, you know, so that I know where I'm going. The budget was also quite easy because there's not much going on yet. But now I basically mostly struggle with the marketing and where to find my clients.
Okay.
Further, I think I'm sort of good.
Perfect. Tell me something. Your niche, have you worked out the niche? Because I think last time we were speaking, the niche was not there.
Yes, I sort of, you know, decided to go for maybe clients that's a bit more stable and not just startups. Maybe people that knows a bit about the basic bookkeeping, that you don't have to do everything for them. I would actually like to work with people that can do the basic stuff themselves, so that I don't have to do the invoicing or sort out the creditors. I would like
So
to do
you want to
the
be an
accounting stuff
accountant,
more.
not a bookkeeper.
Yes.
Okay. So instead, if they do not have someone, you can set them up first. Are you allowing
Yes.
that to be a service, separate service to set them up, or are you making that a free service?
Yes, I'm not 100% sure because my time is also a bit limited. So I thought of maybe getting someone else involved if I get a client that has that basic needs, to get someone to do the processing or the bookkeeping for them. But up to now, I don't really have that clients yet. So
Okay.
I
Can I
didn't make.
help maybe in this?
Yes, thank you. That would be great.
Okay. I'm going to highlight it and then I'm going to move on, but mainly it's finding the client. And I think the reason why the journey has been difficult for you, it has been also because you were not clear who the client is. Now you're starting to be clear. From that clarity, we're now going to work out on when you find a client that needs this admin part, which you don't want to get involved, how would you deal with it? But then also deal with where to find the client now that you are clear you want to find, where to find them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Lindy. Mole?
Good morning, Sis Presh. For me, things are looking good. I think the past 2 sessions that we had has really given me an opportunity to really look at the whole business model, and I found like a new market for me, and like especially in the health industry. So now, like last time where you were speaking about using the nutritional information as a tool for marketing as well, it actually yielded results, because now people, it's bringing that has brought traffic to the product. And even with budgeting, you gave in the previous session, I don't know if it was Pelele, you were sharing the how to do forecasting, and it was he was speaking about bricks, I think about building a house and using exploring 3 different models, and then looking at which one is viable, looking at the capacity that you have. So I've been implementing that to look at what I'm currently offering in terms of my product, and what is it that I can sell as an additive to what I'm currently offering, and it's yielding results, and I'm looking forward to having more products. Yeah.
Amazing. Woo, we're progressing. Can you it?
Yeah.
Kenilwe, hi. Okay, she's not talking. Let me go to Zolisa then.
Good morning, everyone. So it's been going. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear a response, so I thought I'm talking to myself. It's been going very well. So on the business side, we are sort of on idle time. So I'm growing crops, cabbages and spinach. But we've just acquired a new land, so we are testing that out. We got soil samples. So we started planting mid-June. And yeah, the cabbages are coming, but it's very slow since it's a winter season. So it's some sort of an idle time, which gives me more opportunity now to look into the business side of it in terms of the admin part of it. So, you know, mapping out the personal development plan, the business model, canvas, and the one-page strategy really helped. Though I won't be implementing them right now because we are monitoring this production. So once this production is up, once it's ready for harvest, then when we are planning for the next, in fact, I'm planning for the next production, but I still need to monitor what we have right now, see what can be improved, and then implement this.
So this you can implement immediately. So I will then also show you that immediately it should be actually be part of the things that you are working on. Is that fine? I'm gonna give everyone a right to be able to share their screen also. Okay, let me go back to Geniwe. Genilwe, hello. Okay, then it's fine. Great. Thank you so much for everyone who have shared. Okay, it doesn't seem like we're gonna be long though. So, but we'll see how the discussion goes. You know, as I was saying, Tennyson, the previous session we had, there was a discussion around when you feel what you have is not enough, what do you do? And how do you deal with that? And how to shift your mind to be in a state of abundance, of knowing that all is well. I think you got the lesson and you have passed the test, and you will pass even this season. This season that you're talking about will also pass. But when it has passed, you'll be better than you were before it came through. And I think that is the purpose of challenges. They were designed for us so that we get better. They were designed for us to grow from. And I think that is what we during the time of waiting, during the time of that challenge, during the time of that season, we just need to keep that in mind. I love the fact that you are saying it gets easier because you know what God had blessed you with, and you have reached that blessing, and you understand how that blessing feels like. And I'm so grateful you have that. And we all, those who have that, need to be grateful, because sometimes when you're talking to someone who is stricken by challenges and poverty, they generally cannot see it for themselves because they have not tasted it. They don't know how it tastes like. They don't know how it feels like. And that is that knowing it helps, because it's almost like as much as the world is spinning, you don't spin with it. Your mind is focused and your mind is looking at that thing. And I am grateful for that. I am gonna make time. I'm gonna try to make time, even if it's after hours. Tennyson, we can meet at Palazzo. I will make time for you, for us to meet in Palazzo soon, even if it's after hours, so that I can just make sure that you are on the right path on that strategy planning. And then I love the fact that you're saying, once I've helped myself, I'm also going to help others. Because, guys, building a business, it is about that. You help yourself with the aim of helping others, so that those others will then contribute towards your goal too, and you contribute towards their goal too. So I think you've got this covered. Mule, you have your hand up.
Hi, Sis Presh. I actually wanted to encourage Tennyson because he shared his story a couple of times in the sessions. And it was 2019, I went through the same challenge. And I lost my house, I lost my car, and I had to pack my bags and go back home and stay with my parents. And it was a difficult phase. But let me tell you, it was during that time that I discovered how strong I was. And from that rock bottom, I actually built, I found a solid foundation that I'm currently rebuilding on. So sometimes we don't want to go through things, but there comes a time where you just need to let it go. It was a difficult moment. I loved my house. I loved, but I realized that sometimes we need to let go and make room for bigger things that God has for us. So the season will pass. Definitely it will pass. And you look back and thank yourself for not giving up. So sometimes I took that with a bit of salt and sugar to say, you know what, probably I'm making room for big things. And if I have to part ways with it, let it be. But God will make sure that He restores everything that I lost. And I'm currently on my way back there. There were lessons that I took from that experience. And let me tell you, now I'm so confident, and I'll never, I'm so confident that, what, God has given me this vision, and He will make sure that it comes to pass.
Thank you so much, Mulu, for sharing your experience there. When you are sharing about that the foundation you've built is actually way stronger, and it tested how strong you are. But I also love the fact that you are recognizing that you haven't lost. You haven't lost. In our natural eyes as human beings, we will feel as though there has been a loss because there isn't the asset that we had measured that success by. When we go through troubles or when we go through tough times, we don't lose. Yes, the ego is lost. Yes, but we lose the bad stuff. We always gain through hard times. We always gain. The stuff that we lose, we feel we are losing. they never belonged to us then. They were not built on the right foundation. You will be way, way better past, because when the challenges come, it means you are not prepared yet, but you get yourself prepared. When that challenge is passed, you are way better than you ever even started. Actually, most people, they will say, I'm grateful for that, because if that did not happen, I would have not been able to pull through. And thank you for sharing me. Tennyson?
Thank you very much to Sis Mvulane. Yeah, few sessions ago, I think somebody once, no, I think it was Eustace Presh, where you said some of us are destined to go through multiple challenges. And until we learn certain things, and I think I'm one of those. 2012, I went through something that at that time I thought was worse. And I find myself back here. But I think, yeah, like when I started, I think the fact that I know what, and I use croissant deliberately, but so if you're at the bottom of the valley and you've been at the top of the mountain, I think that journey becomes easier. The question that remains is, what is the lesson that I am supposed to take? So if we take the last session this past Tuesday, it was about our mindset, our poverty mindset, and whatever. I think I'm going, that part, I think I've passed. There's other challenges. Unfortunately, one as a father, because as much as you may go through learnings, you may have a partner or children who are still caught up in that poverty type of and some of your actions in trying to rebuild, and I think that's how at times some relationships suffer, because as we grow, we don't take our partners with. We end up going alone because the other person doesn't learn the same lesson you do, and you end up almost clashing. I think that is partly where I'm at. There's that challenge also, but for me, I continue to say, being an optimistic person that I am, I think I'm able to look at situations, but even cast my eye beyond the situation to say, okay, you sharpening me for this. Okay, better is coming, because I know that. But I think what for me has been also interesting about this course is the acknowledgement that as we exist as people, we have energies around us, and we all come from different beliefs, both in terms of Christianity, both in terms of ancestry, Muslim, whatever. But we acknowledge that there are energies that propel us. And I think for me, that has been cemented a lot out of this course. And that is part of my other belief, is that it's very important as a person to ask and talk to whoever you believe in, your God, your gods, to help you, or to present even your business plan to Idlozi Lakho or your God or your Allah, so that those life's energies work with whatever your energy. Because I believe as human beings, if we try to go against those energies, we are bound to fail. But if we find it to be able to harness that energy and what we want to do, it is my belief that that is where our success is, because we are walking on the same path with what life has destined for us. But thank you, guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for, Sis Presh, thank you for you.
I'm making notes as you are talking. Okay, thank you so much, Tennyson. Thank you. Okay, guys, so from just wrapping up on Tennyson's component, we need to live consciously, right? And when we live consciously, what does that mean? And how do we practice that? And what tools are out there to help us live a conscious life? Why is it important to live a conscious life? And what does that even mean? Okay, living a conscious life means being awake. See things beyond what a human mind or human eyes see. See them beyond. And it's reading between the lines, hearing what is not being said, than just hearing what is being said. It's about looking at things and not just come with a true dimension of it, come with a whole lot of other dimensions. And it doesn't matter what number of those dimensions are. And to have that wide awakening, it starts from you understanding who you are and what you want for yourself, and who do you want to be associated with, and what do you want to be associated with. And not worrying about the noise, not being worried about everything else or anything else around that, and being comfortable with quieting that noise. And you will need to practice this level of consciousness by being quiet, by taking time to pull out things that are inside of you, but also absorbing things and stay with them before you react or respond. Some of the practices you could do would be praying. Some of the practices that you could be doing, meditating, resting, sleeping, journaling, which is just writing down what you're feeling and what you're thinking. But mostly of it, it will be reflecting on your experiences, but also what you are learning from those experiences. And as you do it and you're practicing it, you will start living a life that is conscious. And what are the benefits of it? It allows you to increase your intuition. It allows you to increase the sense of your own awareness. Remember, we are our own worst enemy in every situation. Our own beliefs are already our own prison. Our own thoughts are our prison. Our own feelings are our prisons. So by you being aware of this, it allows you then to see, actually, that is not working for me. Then maybe I should think differently, or I should do things differently, or I should believe differently. And as long as you are doing these practices and you are opening up your ears and you don't judge, avoid by all means. And I know it's difficult as human beings, we judge quite a bit. So don't judge it as it comes through. Just reflect on it and make notes of it. If it's a lesson that is clear, then work out a plan. Okay, how am I then gonna do things differently? If it's something that you're not sure of, put a question mark on it, sit on it, and just be still a bit. But I need you to really consistently going back on where there's question marks and researching further and find teachers to guide on how to deal with that. Because you might question that maybe that is where the key is. I want you to live a life where there will not be any stone unturned, so that you don't get tested again on the same issue. Plus also, that does not pass to our children, to the next generation, because if we don't get the lesson, it passed through to our generation, or we end up dying, not fulfilling what God's purpose has been about our lives. Remember, your success is supposed to be so big that the whole world should see you as you succeed and see God or Allah or the Almighty, the Creator, whatever that you see and think and believe is the ultimate. So I need you to pay attention to your life. Pay attention to the people that you surround yourself. Pay attention who you listen to. Pay attention what you listen to. Pay attention to what you read. Some of you have complained, Sis Precious, oh, there's just not enough time. But I know you have a time to scroll on your Facebook. I know you have time watching that soap of other people's lives. I know you have that time to just chit chat to some friend whom usually just always want something from you, but nothing to give. I know you spend time going to family members whom you have no business to even be saying anything other than they're blood related, but somehow because it makes you feel good, you still just accommodate them. I need you to look at your life and look for the time and the resources where it's being wasted, so that it allows you, it free up the time to do this reflection. It free up the time to help you live a conscious life. When you are in the state of consciousness, you are able to being aware. You will start making decisions easier. Things also are gonna come easier in your life. It will not yet be a bliss. It will not yet be at the point of fulfillment, but it will allow to make decisions. The more clarity you will have, the more decisions that are suitable for you, that are tying back to what you need and your goal. Remember, your desires were placed inside of you by your Creator so that you can live a fulfilled life. Your desires were meant to be fulfilled, but they will only be fulfilled if you're willing to risk whatever it takes for them. If you're not willing to risk your life for those desires, to risk losing friends that you have no business even being with in the first place, or even wives or girlfriends or whatever case it may be, it's any human, then you're not worth what you want. You're not worth the desires. But I'm saying to you, what the universe, what God, what the Creator wants for you is the same as what is inside of you. What you need to figure out is how to pull what that is inside of you to then transmit itself, to manifest in your life, to come out, to reflect in your bank account. And that is what you need to figure out. And for you to be able to figure that out, you're gonna need to live a life where you're living a conscious life. You're gonna live a life where you are being watchful of how you spend your time, where you're spending your resources, what resources are you spending, with who and why. And it's really about, why am I making the decision? Why am I choosing this over this? And what does that mean? What's the opportunity cost for that? And I am grateful for you to share this and your lives with me. And thank you. So that's what I want to wrap up on Tennyson. I see Zolisa has a question. I will allow you now, Zolisa, to come through. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Sis Precious. You know, I am actually, my hands are trembling, my voice is shaking because you said just one thing that Okay, I took time off to reflect. I took 3 days off. This is my second day to reflect on a number of things. And as you are talking, I am actually getting answers. Let me not say much, but I am actually getting answers, and I'm thankful for Tennessee for sharing his story, so that you are able to say the words that you said. They don't only speak to him, but they also spoke to me as well, and I'm thank you for that. I'm very grateful to you for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Solisa. No, we are at the right time, at the right place. Others will open the doors for us, but we will get in with them because of their heart. And thank you for that. Someone else's life, Sis Zolisa, right now, who will be reading this or watching this or listening to it, will also be opening a certain door because you have opened your door too. Okay. So let's go to Lindy. I like the fact you're a little bit more focused and you now have figured out actually writing things down help you to more focus. I'm glad you've got that covered. So, but we're gonna need to zoom in into your challenge of finding the client. At least now you know who that client is. What I need you to work on now, work on the profile. You now know who your customer will look like. You said well-established businesses. So work on the individual now who will be a decision maker. In your area, it's probably gonna be a director or a financial manager. Lindy, are you with me? You wanna unmute a bit so that I know you are with me because this is for you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so you're gonna need to say, it's a director, it's also a financial manager, because I don't mind them if they call you to do some contract work, right? Because that is also important. That can build, then you then convert that to be a routine work that you do for them, right? But I also like the fact that you now also are very clear. You will be an accountant, right? So you're then gonna say, okay, I'm gonna target directors and financial managers. And number two, I'm also gonna be targeting a mid-size businesses. So you're gonna need to quantify what a mid-size business, and in terms of turnover, plus also you can even look at number of employees. Have you worked that out, Lindy?
No, not really.
Please work on that. Once you have that, you then go to LinkedIn. Are you on LinkedIn?
Yes.
Great. Okay. You then gonna go on LinkedIn and then you're gonna find these people who are directors, and you will also find financial managers in the mid-sized businesses. And then you will start asking yourself, if I approach them, what would be my sentence? How would I actually shortlist them to make sure they are target clients? How will I search? So you find first just directors and you request a connection, and you then create an introduction of who you are and what you do. You can do all that and you can share that with me so that I can see if it talks to the market or in that type, in terms of wording. But all you want to do is just start the discussion.
Okay, thank you.
And then as you get the responses or not getting the responses, you will then update your introduction or your first liner. So your first liner might even start even from the first request. The way you positioning yourself, it also has to talk to the wording that you will then use so that they see. Maybe things like, let me ask you, why do you like accounting?
I like working with figures, and I also enjoy using the financial figures to improve someone's business and to help them, train them basically.
Okay, so I've just worked out as you're talking that maybe your opening line should be along the lines of what you've just said. You will say,
Okay.
hi, I'm Lindy. I love working with numbers. The numbers tell me a story, which sometimes other directors miss when they analyze the financial information. I can help you to improve your performance.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. And I want you also to work on your CV on maybe consider looking at attending several courses within LinkedIn on how to make your CV to be marketable to that goal that you have.
Okay.
And it will also be advisable to get people. I know you are still full-time, right? Somewhere.
Yes.
I need you to check your employment arrangement if you do have a restraint of trade.
Okay.
If you have a restraint of trade, consider drafting your new CV differently then. But if you don't, then position yourself already on LinkedIn as though you are working for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You working in an auditing firm or general public?
No, it's an accounting and auditing firm.
Yeah, there is a possibility that you do have a restraint of trade. So
Yes.
if you then you are more likely to have it because you're in an accounting firm. Maybe what you need to ask yourself, if I bring clients to the business, what will be my fee be? Will that change my earning? Maybe consider sitting with your manager and say, you know what, I want to do more. I want to get I want to earn more. I have quite a lot of goals and aspirations of the things I want to do. I would like to find out if I bring more clients, will that change my remuneration and my rewards or my benefits? If it does, how will that change? Because Lindy, the stuff that you want to do, you can do it within the accounting firms because you are not changing anything based on what I've just heard. You want to just do it on your own. That's it.
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of. Go deeper on that. We don't have time for now. Maybe even when you are on your own, reflect exactly what are the things that makes you feel you want to start your own thing and what are the things that you don't like, and figure out
Okay.
what will it mean if the employer, the current employer, were to fix that.
Okay.
And then, because you are not changing the industry, you're not going, you don't understand what I mean? You just
Yes.
want to be more independent. Find out
Yes.
what will that mean for the new employee. I've had clients that when that question was asked and they then came and said, actually, Precious, I had always thought I wanted to be in business. No, I wanted independence because I couldn't do this. I couldn't fetch my kids. I couldn't, there was a whole lot of things. But when they then, the way they look at it, when they then presented to the employer said, no, we can change this, you can change that. Do you understand what I mean?
Okay.
To provide you more independence, to provide you whatever that you are looking for, that they are not providing.
Okay.
Okay. So, and by the way, you still continue, then let me know how it works out. But the stuff that you want to do, you can do within the current structures. And over time, you can even actually have a profit sharing depending on the level you're at. So with accounting firms, there will be a profit sharing on accounting fees, but there will not be a profit sharing on auditing fees, of which you will need to be an RA. So things like that can be worked out. You could actually even negotiate that for the clients I bring in, I want a 5% commission and so on. And then you negotiate.
Okay.
Great. Okay, but changing your tech name will not need you to do anything. You can start by changing your tech name, start working on your CV. Remember, what you are selling is the trust. What you are selling is not tangible. Therefore, you have to also sell the appearance. You also have to sell the ease. So just as you are preparing and working on your CV, make your CV so that you can then start building up and attracting the right clients.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, when it comes to admin, I think you can have two strategies. You can have strategy number one. For new clients, I set up systems for them for free. Strategy number two, you could say, I make sure that I train someone to help you to set up the system, which you will pay direct. Another one is, I don't set up system, I refer you to someone whom I don't know, but I've come across them. So there's lots of options you have. I think you have more than the three that I've mentioned. You're gonna need to choose different options based on your phase of your business. When you start, you might wanna offer it for free. So to do a setup, I'll do it for free. But as you grow, you then over time then provide other options. The reason why you wanna set up the system first and offer it for free, it's a leverage in your relationship. The longer you are with the person, the longer they trust you. You want to create more opportunity for you to create a rapport with the client. And that's what you want. Yes, it will be costly, but it has a higher return on investment because your aim, Lindy, is to get one client for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, thanks.
There are several tools also that I've shared with you guys. I will share more, especially for you, Lindy, that you can use. The stuff that I share with you guys, you can use anyway. You remember the one that was business administration checklist?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you can use for them, for your clients, and say, here's the tool that you're gonna use to set up your system, and the checklist that I have on step 3 on the book, you can use that for your clients and say, I'll give you a free checklist.
Okay.
Start working on. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, so you have all the resources and capacity and capability to do what you want. And the things that you want that are within yourself, you just need to be brave about them and be comfortable. That is what you want. And the stuff is already there. It's already there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now I'm gonna move to Mvulane. New market, things going very well. Attracting and forecasting, looking at different models. I literally don't even know what else to say there. But I've got a sense that sometimes you are feeling it's a bit too much because there's too many things happening, right?
Yes.
Okay. And at this point, you still have not built solid enough foundation or solid tools to help you through that. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Okay. When I started, it was only on the service side, like it was offering like catering services. And then after that experience in 2019, 2020, that's when our product came about. But then it was more of using what I had in my hand at that time, which is the chili that was available. So I played around with different ingredients to produce the chili relish. But then I saw that actually I can generate income from it. So now I invested in getting the product tested and, to make it market ready to make sure that if an opportunity arises, then I can be able to probably list my product with some retailers and also sell it by myself.
Can I correct you there?
Okay.
Don't say if, when.
Thank you. Yes.
You want to get your product to reach a massive market. When I get it to the market, I want to make sure it is a best product. It is worth the value it's providing.
Yes.
Because we get paid in exchange of the value.
Yes.
Great, love it. Okay.
Yes.
Where the stuff that I said I feel you are struggling in, can you explain that a little bit more?
Like currently I'm doing everything by myself, but I have some few ladies that I bring as and when we have work. But in terms of the production of our products, I'm handling everything by myself, even the admin of the business, marketing, finances. So I'm all in one. So now sometimes I do struggle with allocating like enough time. So I end up leaving something, focusing on something, and I still have to go back to finish what I started. So in fact, the previous sessions that we had has actually helped me to create a system for me that works well in terms of having to allocate even an hour or two a day just to go through what is it that needs to be done, like prioritizing things that needs to be done first, and then the rest I'll see how I schedule them during the process of the day.
Have you considered having interns?
Yes, I actually I was part of the Black Umbrellas incubation. So it was last week that they sent me an invitation that they do have interns available, and those services are paid for. So I'm currently I'm going to have a meeting with them next week to see what is it that I'm going to need, especially assistance on.
No, you decide first
Yes.
what you need assistance on and bring
Yes.
it to them and say, here's what I want the intern or the person to come and help me.
Yes, that's what I'm currently working on, to say where do I need the assistance, and then I'll submit that to
Okay.
to them.
Do you have a family?
Yes, I do.
Okay. The answers are gonna come. The answers are already coming. Maybe just have a journal or a notebook where you are writing as the answers are coming, so that you don't feel like you are missing things. Because I think sometimes you feel like you are missing things because there's too many things that are going.
Yes, I do have I do have a journal. In fact, I've been journaling from around about 2002. So everything that I'm doing, it's more like I prefer writing it down first and go over it. And even if you can look at my wall, there's a lot of colors here, papers and everything, because I prefer writing things down and then process them. And it's true what you're saying, that the answers are coming, because since the beginning of this week, I've been getting a different direction of what I need to do. And it has actually helped me, even in terms of my business, because I was doing both service and products in from operating from one, I can say one pot, but then now I see that I need to separate because it's two different processes and they also require, the products require its own model and the service have, so that's what I have done and that's what I'm working on.
Okay. The notes though, because you love writing, it ends up being everywhere and you end up not knowing where to find your notes that relates to that. Try to see if you can have a notebook that is like this.
Okay, let me switch on my video. It's a bit dark. This is what I have as well.
Perfect. So then on here, so that you categorize your thoughts. But when you have finished with the book, take 1 or 2 days to summarize what to take out from the book.
Okay, yes.
And from that then leads to a new book.
Yes.
Great. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Mule. Tennison's hand is up.
Just one quick comment in terms of the conversation between you and Mule. I noticed something which is up and above everything else. We keep on talking about alignment. I think also the words that we use, we need to, you use the word of living consciously in the present. I think the words that we use also are going to determine or are going to shape our altitude. So you were correcting Mule earlier on when she was saying if, and he said when. It's the smaller things, I think, at times that we grapple with, but also that we also have got to unlearn and learn the new things to ensure our prosperity and our success. That's what I just picked up in that conversation. Thanks.
Noted, thank you. So the vocabulary that we use, which is our words, comes from the environment. One, comes from our personality, comes from previous experiences. So, and it also sometimes is how we understand the language, especially English language. So sometimes we, as we speak it, we're unconscious about it. And I was just alarming him of being conscious about it. Because our vocabulary is, English is not our core. It's not who we are. So, I mean, I think I've shared this before with you guys, saying that when I speak, sometimes a Zulu word is the one that comes first than the English word. So, and I need to finish the sentence. I'm struggling to find the word because it's not a natural thing that comes with instinct. But whereas with my kids, English is the first language, so the vocabulary that they have, they think in English kind of thing, whereas I think in isiZulu, or I think in mix of both, which sometimes doesn't help. So we need to be conscious that is true, but we also need to understand it's just the environment is what we have been used to, but we also have, but as we build our beliefs, as we build how we think, it will also then change our vocab, our feelings as we action things. And she's the actioner, so She will definitely get it right, and we are good. Thank you, Mule, for sharing, and thank you, Tennyson, for sharing. Okay, I now have Uzolisa. My sister, there is no time that is idle. Unmute yourself.
Well, by idle, I mean we are not actively doing anything in the farm.
Because you take being acting as being productive.
Yes, being productive in this sense is going there,
Yeah.
irrigating, making sure, observing the plant growth, checking if there are no pests, checking the soil condition. Yes, that's what
Human.
I was referring
Yes.
to.
Our human
Mhm.
view is doing, right? That is
Yeah.
doing, that is productive. Whereas I think on second session we had, I said, where do you get most of your money from? Remember what
Yeah.
was the answer? What was the answer?
Well, I don't remember the answer, but we get it. There is no money coming in. We just put effort. We put effort all the time, and there's little money coming.
Lindy, do you remember? Lindy, do you remember what I said?
I think it was you earning more money from thinking.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
We make money during idle time. That is when we make money. Because it's the time to think, it's the time to come up with tools, it's the time to come up with ideas, it's the time everything is quiet. So it's a perfect time to come up with the best strategy. It's the perfect time to come up with the best sales plan and the best customer to make a hell lot of money.
Mm.
We're paid more to think than to do. I even made an example that in any organization, who get paid the most? Some of you who have not had an experience in business said the person who get paid the most is employees. And that is because when you have disadvantaged yourself over other people. And you then now starting to believe that your employees will get paid more than you do. But in a normal situation, the directors and the shareholders, they are the one who get paid more than employees, right?
Mm.
And why? Why are the directors getting 3, 5, 20 times what the person who's doing the work get?
The strategic planners, strategic thinkers.
They are thinkers.
Mm.
They are thinkers. And by the way, even if you were to design machines, you will never find a machine that thinks. They are trying with AI, yeah? But even the AI has to learn from a human to think, to then be able to do it. But even with AI, the AI has to think in a linear way, kind of thing. They can't get an app that can be a human, a robot that can be a human. The AI right now is currently, I can get an AI to write a book, right? I give the AI just one word, right, to write on, and then the AI will write the whole paragraph. But the AI does not have a feeling, does not have an intention, except what the programmer thought what the intention was. So it then just gets so complicated. So as entrepreneurs, we're really gonna need to stop ourselves being the doers and be directors. Use the time when we're not actively working productively in terms of producing to plan and work to plan and work and refine our processes and systems. Right now, Sis Zolisa, you should be counting how many days does it take if you plant your cabbage in your soil in that area. How many days does it take to grow the cabbage to harvest? How many days has it rained? All of those things should be the things you are counting and managing so that when the next season comes, you know when is the harvest day to the T. So that you know when to go to the market and say, this carrot is gonna be ready and it will be this size. How much are you willing to offer? You sell the stuff while it's on the ground because you have sufficient data and information to plan and being strategic.
Yeah.
This is the time to learn and understand, what the heck am I doing? What did I go wrong? What am I gonna do differently? Okay, how to see this, how to actually make it work. If the carrot don't get said week 1, what are the risks? If it gets bigger, whom can I sell them to process them? Can I partner with someone, and in that partnership, I'm also getting a share to process the carrots that are actually gonna get rotten or overgrow or whatever case it may be. This is the time where you build the value, because you are working on the business, not in the business. During harvesting time, during growing, going to the farm, that is working in the business. Precious, right now, I'm working in the business, but my working on the business, that's my 3:30 in the morning. I'm sure some of you have seen me posting things in our notice at 3:30.
Yes.
Because those are the times when it's all quiet and I'm working where?
On the business.
And that is where the value is, because that is where we begin to think. That is where we create templates. Right now, you should be working on a template, how you're gonna monitor the harvest team and where you're gonna get your harvest team at what price. Because that price must make sure that you are profitable.
Yeah.
Right now should be the time where you are really looking at, say, okay, what's the next year is gonna look like when I'm redoing this process? What have I learned from it? So let's start being directors and being shareholders, because shareholders are asking the directors, where is my return on investment? Right? So I think for me today, that is what I want to share. Based on the introduction and the details you guys have provided to me, that's all I can share for today. Mula, you are going to reach that point of being a direct. You are going to reach that point. And remember, you reach that point when you start creating controls. I've shared the video with you guys of controls, right? You've gone through it. As you build controls, you start building a sustainable business. You bring controls, job description, and you start being a direct. You bring someone, first they start as an intern, then you build a team. But you're not going to build a team when you don't know what you're good at, when you don't know which areas that need to be learned, which areas need to be corrected, which areas need to be prioritized. Where do you need help? You're not going to know that. So it's about really understanding that business is not built from your skills only. Business is not built from you doing and running around, but the business is built from you taking time to think and prioritizing and planning, but also the business is built by making money from other people. How to make money from other people? You bring people into your business to do things and you make money. You make money from other people. Those people must be capable. They must have the right personality, suit the culture you want to create, and they make money for you. You create jobs. That's your role as an entrepreneur, is to create jobs for other people, not politicians. Politicians are not supposed to be telling you what to do, how to do, or go to business. They have never run a business. They can't even run a country right now. Your role of you as an entrepreneur is to find the right model that is profitable for your business. And then that model that is profitable for your business, replicate it over and over. As you replicate, you bring in people and you make money. And when you bring those people, you're employing them. You can bring them as different strategic partners. You can employ them, whichever model that works. The aim of business is to come up with an idea, and that idea can be replicated. And as it gets replicated, Sizolisa, you write it down. You create manuals so that one day you have a farm manager that knows how to run that farm from A to Z. That God forbid something happens to you, Sizolisa, your children will still bear the fruit of your work. I say to you, you're gonna need to build a business that lasts. It's gonna change. It's gonna need to change the way you see yourself and the value that you are providing. But it's also gonna be about you understanding that when you don't document things, they disappear. When you don't look after the resources, you don't acknowledge what you already got, you lose that resource. So you're gonna need to look at the resources you have and ask yourself, okay, what do I know so far about this business? Make sure you put that down. You start creating this manual, this toolkit, which is a direction on how to run this business. And some of us, we have made so many mistakes, we actually have how not to run a business because we have made so many mistakes. That's okay too, as long as it helps somebody else. Maybe the lessons you had, they were not for you. Maybe they were for somebody else. But you're not gonna grow a business and be sustainable running around like a headless chicken. There is no business there. There is no going concern there. That thing doesn't work. And we've seen it in our communities. I don't need to share my stories. You already know the stories. Well-established businesses running for years, but they were all riding on one person's back. Everything else, that's it, just sucking the blood out of that person. That person passed, everything perished, gone. So as you wake up every day, start designing and creating a system. As you do what you do, create a system. Guys, literally, I have a system in other instances, even on things that some people may not even think it needs a system. So I've shared with you guys, I'm writing several books at the same time. But one of the books that I have been working on for the past 2 years is a belief. It started as though it's a belief book, but now I call it The Truth. So, but the book title is called The True Wisdom to Live a Fulfilled Life. Guys, before I did the book 2-3 years ago, I did a planning. I did a planning of what does that mean to write this book. Even from the planning, I have tapes. They are old now because I touch this practical every day, every week. every day. So the tags are dead. The tags are like falling off. You see, the tags are falling off. And these tags are separating the chapters of the book. The chapters though have changed because the book gets molded as I'm working on it. But I have a structure. So wake up every day, create a structure for your life. Don't be a person who get called by randomness of emails, by randomness of calls, because you will never build anything that's sustainable, waiting for a call, waiting for an email. Have a structure. When I wake up and I sit down and start working, what are my priorities? And how do I prioritize that? And it's always driven by your goals. Okay, what does that goal? What is that goal? When do I achieve? How I'm going to achieve it? If you're not achieving the goal, when you make your assessment, you have converting your metrics, you are not achieving the goal. Reflect. Reflect. What is it that I'm not learning? Reflect. What is it that I'm not learning? And when you have picked up what you're not learning, do better than the following day. Don't worry about time. Some of you are so fascinated about time. I wanted to do this by this time. That is well and good when you have all the resources in the world, when you have all the less disruptions, when you're in a perfect world. The world is not perfect. The environment is not perfect. You are not perfect. Nobody is. So which means it will take literally everything to achieve your goals. It will literally take everything. You're gonna need to have some sacrifices. And that is why some coaches will say things like, when you're unable to achieve your goal, what are the things that you are not willing to give up for your goal? Because it's really about that. Do you really want this? Because some of us, we want to do this entrepreneurship, but only when it's convenient. When you start paying the bills, we revert back to our own ways, our own things. As I said, where are our own worst enemies? So what I want to say is, the circumstances that we're at now, whether our bank balance are in negative or whether our bank balance are in enriched, whether our assets are high or low, it is the product on how we have ran things before. But we need to take count and reflect what we have learned from those, so that we are better, so that we don't get tested in another area on the same principle. And as we do that, we will realize that the lesson and life on certain things become to be easier. They usually say it's good to learn from others than to learn from our own mistakes. Because when we learn from our own mistake, we pay the ultimate price. They say it's a smart thing to learn from others. And I am saying to you, look at your environment and do the opposite of what everyone else has been doing before you in your environment, in your area of expertise, in your area of what you're doing. Because it's only then you will start seeing the result of what. Where you are stuck, start doing the opposite. And this does not mean doing things that are not right. This is saying doing things the right way. Choosing to do things the right. Learn from your environment to do the things the right way, but do the opposite of the things that you can see that have not served those individuals. Because from that, we can then change generational wealth. We can then change building businesses that are going to go beyond our own lives. And I think for today, I am done. Let's do the closing up. For those who want to, any closing remarks?
I'll go first.
Great, Tennessee.
I think a good starting point is to say amen, amen, amen. I think I earlier touched on this, but one of the biggest lessons for me, and I think for a lot of us coming out of this course, it's exactly that this is not what you are being taught at business school. This is practical, this is life. But for me now, like I said to use this expression, it's the fact you this course, and you can write this in one of your books. This is an African course because it touches on everything that makes me to be me. If there was Mildred or some white person talking there, they wouldn't be talking as deep as we're talking. And for me, because of the journey that I've traveled, it touches on that deeper level as opposed to the theoretical part of business. But it talks more to the deeper understanding of what life and our purpose in the business that we're in means, and almost ties it together. And I think for me, that's the biggest benefit I will take out of this course, because the number of the theoretical parts, a lot of the theoretical parts I already know, or I came into this knowing some of them, but it's now taking and putting it together to make it practical and spiritual. For me, that's how I look at it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tennessee. Mule and then Lindy. I will go to Lindy then. Mule is not unmuting. So Lindy.
Yes, I just want to say thank you. I think this was a bit of an eye-opener. Sometimes, especially with me working with accounting and businesses, you think that you know a lot about business, but I've realized that I don't know as much as I thought. But yes, and it gives me direction. And even that you said we must read that book of the E-Myth, and I bought the accounting one, and it's quite an eye-opener because I think we like to keep things to ourselves, because if I do it myself, then I know it's correct. But you can't build something. You only have so many hours in a day. So that's quite, this has taught me that to let go of some of the stuff and maybe allow other people to also come in and help you build it. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Lindy. Thank you. Mule? Mule is still not on. Oh, you're back. Great.
Yeah. This session today was for me. I think sometimes we allow doubt to creep in, and we look at where we are currently. But like I said, I need to change. I need to eliminate some words from my vocabulary. And, it's all about going in for the long haul. So for me, I cannot go back now. So I'm in because I don't have plan B. So this is the only plan. So I need to make sure that I show up for it.
Oh, wow. Love that. I show up for it. Great. Kenny, where you've struggled today, but sir, maybe I'm not sure. Unmute yourself when you're ready to talk. I'll go to Zolisa. Zolisa, I hope you're not crying where you are. Are you okay?
As if you know me.
I can sense it in my spirit.
Wow, really? Really now? Wow.
Oh no.
I'm
Well,
giving you
there's a saying-
love and big hugs, is what it is. And that is why I loved working on these sessions face to face, because I could feel, and then I could actually then assist and respond. But with this connection online and stuff, you know, what can we do? But I'm with you, my love. I'm with you.
There's a saying that goes, when a student is ready, a teacher will appear. Today, you spoke to me as a life teacher. You know, thank you for extending yourself to that level. That's all I'm gonna say.
Big hug.
Big hug.
I'm hugging you right now.
I'm
Kenile,
receiving the warmth and the love. Thank you, Sis
Thank you.
Precious.
Kenile, I don't think you are able to hear us. Hello? Okay. No. Okay, guys, thank you so much. God bless you. Bye.
Bye, Sis Fresh. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.